The BBC has fired Top Gear presenter Jeremy Clarkson. Now, this follows an altercation with a producer, the latest in a series of controversy. That means Clarkson won't be hosting the upcoming Top Gear live event in Johannesburg. Our UK correspondent Olly Barratt has the details. Olly, as always, a great pleasure. Now, one can only imagine the backlash that followed this news. What's been the response following this announcement from the BBC?
Yeah, there has been a backlash online immediately, and this news was only revealed in the last half hour or so, and plenty of Top Gear fans here in the UK have been taking to Twitter and Facebook and other social media sites to express their anger. There is talk of many of them saying that they won't be paying their licence fee in the future in protest at this. The licence fee being the payment that Britons make to be able to watch the BBC and other channels here in the UK, an annual fee. So that is what some of the fans of Top Gear are saying, very angry indeed. I have to say, though, on the other side of the coin, there are plenty of people who believe that the BBC have made the right decision here. Plenty of people pointing out that in almost any other workplace, were you to be involved in what we're being told is a sustained physical altercation with someone, almost anyone else would find themselves fired as well. So plenty of people saying that the BBC has made the right decision here, and Tony Hall, the Director General of the BBC, in announcing the news has described it as something he does with great regret, but the BBC clearly feels that it had no option really after the incident that took place.
Olly, what does this mean for the show? I mean, his co-hosts were also very adamant that they will not do the show unless he's brought back on.
Yeah, that's right. Well, in this long statement from Tony Hall, the BBC Director General, he talks about how he is now investigating, he has staff investigating how exactly to move the show forward. So we're taking that as confirmation that the BBC will be continuing with Top Gear in some form. Now, following this news, James May, one of the co-hosts of the programme, has been approached at his home for his reaction to the news. He would not commit to still being involved in Top Gear. He says the three of us seem to come as a package. He goes on to say that Top Gear will continue in some way, but not committing himself to being part of that show. So a bit of a hint there that perhaps wherever Jeremy Clarkson goes next, that Richard Hammond and James may follow him. But what we do know, as I say, from the BBC is that they believe Top Gear will continue on the BBC in some form. Certainly they will be looking for at least one new presenter.
Now, Jeremy Clarkson's last tweet reads, and I quote, "Just to keep everyone up to date, I haven't heard a thing." That was a couple of hours ago. Has he responded in any way? Have we heard anything from him?
No, I mean, that was at a point where it was beginning to be reported that Jeremy Clarkson was either being sacked or not having his contract renewed, whichever way you want to describe it. It essentially means the same thing. So clearly, somehow, this news, this decision from the BBC had leaked into the media before Jeremy Clarkson himself had even been made aware of it. Now, Tony Hall, the Director General of the BBC, says that he met in person with Jeremy Clarkson and with the producer involved in this incident. The producer that we now know is essentially attacked by Jeremy Clarkson. He met with both of the men in the run-up to making his decision. He has said that the producer has no blame attached to him whatsoever, and he makes very clear that behaviour like was seen from Jeremy Clarkson over essentially the fact that he couldn't get himself a hot meal is not acceptable at the BBC. And as I say, he's saying that there can be no special treatment for anyone because of their rank or their fame or the amount of money they bring into the organisation.
Olly, very quickly for us, this is one of the BBC's money makers really, and we're expecting a show in South Africa, and with Jeremy not coming through, are they not worried about the financial implications and the backlash from fans here as well?
Absolutely they are. They are very worried indeed about the financial impact all over the world, all the territories into which this programme and, as you say, these live events are sold. The BBC very worried indeed about that, but I think feeling they simply had no option. They're now obviously looking at plans to try and keep that money flowing.
Olly Barratt, thank you very much. That was our UK correspondent, Olly Barratt.